Hey everybody, okay, so let's go into our second day on abs, and that's all about our oblique muscles. The reason I'm showing this angle is because that is where the obliques reside on your body. So you have two different sets. You have what are called the internal obliques, which are just outside of the transverse abdominis, that big cookie sheet that draws in. When you pull in, it pulls everything tight, right? So here's the lower, and then you have just over those are the external obliques. So they start up and they draw down. So here's my left shoulder, here's my right hip. Left shoulder, right hip, right? So what we're gonna do is when you twist, these are the main muscles that make that rotation happen. So as they contract, they pull, in this case, the left shoulder towards the right hip. And that's what creates that rotation. Right shoulder, right side, left hip, external, internal, exhale. So that's what creates that rotation. So when we're working the obliques, it's really in what we call this transverse plane motion. So transverse plane meaning this rotational motion. There's three different planes. We won't get into it, but here's what we call the frontal plane, which is side to side or lateral. That's your frontal plane, like a windshield wiper. That's the plane. And then forward to back, like those little Mercury dolls, that's your sagittal plane. And then your transverse plane is this rotational plane. And they can happen all in the same sequencing, yeah? Kind of like a little dance move. So I'm just squatting down for a minute to get a little toy for you. So again, here's just for like $6.50, a wood closet rod dowel. It's roughly 1.5 inches across, about 6 feet wide. You can get these, have them just cut it to length, and just take a little sandpaper and sand it down so you don't have any burrs on it. So to basically work that plane, put the bar behind your back, directly, I'll turn back here, so right through my shoulders, not on top, and not on my neck. It's below my neck, right through my shoulders, and notice my hands. I'm going to rotate my arms back, and notice how that gives me a nice, beautiful, open chest. Instead of hanging it like this and doing this, this is bad because look at what it does. It pushes on your neck, you end up craning your head and driving your vertebrae forward, and it rounds your upper back. Bad idea. So here we are. This is beautiful, right? Keeps my chest up. Feet are about shoulder width apart for now. Knees are out. Remember, don't buckle your knees. Keep your knees out. Draw that lower stomach in. Why? Do you remember why? Because when you draw your lower stomach in, that engages the transverse abdominis. That wraps all the way around, stabilizes the spine and the pelvis. You need that stability. All we're doing is rotating the upper body, yeah? Exhale to center, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Notice my hips aren't moving, right? You're not seeing this. I'm not showing you my butt, right? Keep your butt out of this. Exhale, inhale. Keep your knees out. That'll keep your hips square. Exhale. Now notice that I'm keeping my head straight forward. Exhale, inhale. Because this helps you get some rotation through the cervical spine, which is a good thing, right? We want that motion. Making sure you're always drawing in. Tuck your butt a little bit. Keep your chest up. Inhale. So that's how you do a basic transverse plane motion. Now, you can say, okay, but that could get a little boring after a while. However, what we can do to kind of spice it up a little bit, right, is many different things. So you're just adding some weight to it. So here's a medicine ball. Now this medicine ball has handles, but you don't need the handles. This is roughly 6 pounds. You may, if you're a big guy, you might want to go up to 10, 15 pounds. If you're a real monster of a guy, fine. You want to do 25s, that's awesome. Arms straight out. Notice that they're right shoulder height. They're not down, they're not up. And then again, knees out, stomach in. We're going to exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Notice that both my arms stay straight. When I come here, I'm not bending the arms. They stay straight. Exhale, inhale. Keeping my posture. Make sure your shoulders stay down and back. So don't be reaching. Keep your chest up. Pull your shoulders back. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Drawing your lower stomach in. Tuck your butt a little bit. So then you can, from there, if you wanted, you can say, well, I don't have a medicine ball, Dave. Okay. If you have a barbell set, you can just use the weights, same exact thing. Exhale, inhale. And this is a good way to understand where this needs to be kept. So here's the hole for the barbell, yeah? That should be literally right in the center, upper center of my chest, across from my shoulders, yeah? It should stay there the whole time. So exhale, inhale. So I'm going to turn sideways, and let's see how close I can get. Exhale. Oh, you can't really see it. I got to turn this way. Notice it's still right in the center of my chest. It's not out here, right? Because look what that does to my shoulders. See how the shoulder's being pulled? We don't want the shoulder to be pulled. It stays there. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. It stays centered. Same thing with medicine balls, all that kind of stuff. All right, so now I'm going to go away just for a second. Ready? 1, 2, and I'm back. It's like a magic trick. So now here we got our tubing, yeah? So now what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little more complex. So these are called wood chops. Think of the way we used to chop wood, or some of you still chop wood, yeah? I do. I got a fireplace, I got to chop wood. So I have this set right now so that it's level. You can see the tubing, basically, it's just attached to my squat rack, but you would put it in your door frame or a post. Same thing, lower body, shoulder width, a little wider maybe. Squatting down, keep the heel or the hips square to the front, don't let them twist. Now, when you're doing wood chop, whatever side that the band is on, so in this case, here's my right side, it's on my right side. So I want to actually start it first holding with my opposite hand. This is important. This isn't just a goofy thing. This is very important for the mechanics of how we're doing this. So I hold it with my opposite hand. And then I put the other hand just right on top of it. Not below it, not above it, right on top of it. Almost like you're praying, but your fingers are here, right? Good. So, same kind of motion, but now we're going to add some arms to it. So we keep our body up nice and straight. So here's my starting position. Both arms are straight. It's not bent in the back. And my wrists are straight. I don't want to be turning and twisting my wrists. So I'm actually extending out so that both arms can be straight. If I rotate back too far, my back elbow has to bend. So straighten the back elbow, straighten the front elbow, keep your wrist straight, and that will tell you where you need to go to. And then you have two different ways you can do this. You can keep your arms straight, rotate the center, rotate away. Rotate the center, rotate back. Exhaling, inhaling. Notice my shoulders stay down. I don't do this. I don't reach with my shoulder. I don't lean with my body. I'm just rotating. I'm twisting out that dishcloth. My head stays forward. Now, the next progression of that is to actually use the arms more. Shoulders always stay down, stomach in. So here what we're going to do is we're going to rotate, and as we rotate, we're going to pull the center. Notice where this is. The same place where the center of that barbell plate was, right across from my shoulders. The band should go right through the middle of my shoulder. It shouldn't be down here, and it shouldn't be up here. So exhale, notice where it is, and then from here, and I pulled right to my center. Not down here, not down here, not up here. Right here. Because if I drop my hands, then the cable drops. If I lift my hands, it drops. It raises. Right across through my shoulder. Shoulder stay down. And then I'm going to turn, and as I turn, I'm going to push straight out until both arms lock. So again, don't twist so far that, notice how this is bent in the back? Too far of a twist. Come back to center, release. So here we go. Exhaling, inhaling. Shoulders down. Exhale. Now make it more about the twisting with your body than about just pushing and pulling with your arms. Because some people just start doing this with their arms, and their lower body's not doing anything. Right? We don't want that. We want the twist. This is about the twist. So you got to rotate. So the upper body has to rotate and rotate away, rotate back. Exhaling, inhaling. Okay? That's a level one. And then you can then get much fancier. We won't get into today, but where we can lift the cable up so it's up higher, and then we would come down on an angle and up, and down on an angle and up, but we would have to change the angle of that. And then we do what we call reverse, where the angle is very low. We put it down and then we come up. I just ripped my nose off. Up and down, right? That's why the cable has to be down. All right, take that, make a note of that. Make a note of that if you don't want to tear your nose off. And there's other things that you can do too. So again, the twisting motion, you can add it into your lower abdominals like we showed you yesterday, where you're coming up and you're twisting and twisting as you move your hips, right? So that's where you're adding lower abdominals and oblique rotational into that. And then tomorrow we're going to show you upper abdominals, where we do straight up and back just for the main aspect, and then how we can do a crunch or a sit-up or a bicycle where you're getting that rotational motion in at the same time. So you can work them at different levels. That's it for today. I want you guys to really work on that. So then after you work on it, you can leave me a comment and say, I feel it, I don't feel it, I can't keep my shoulder from lifting, how do I do that, how do I keep them down? Let me know what you're having challenges with, and then we can make it so that you're doing it correctly and getting all the benefit of it. Because the obliques are really cool muscles, because they cause this what we call your oblique line, which is this line right through here. You can kind of see that a little bit. My ribs are right here, but there's a line that comes down right through here that separates what we call the rectus abdominis, which is your main six-pack muscles, and then the oblique line, which is right through here, and then they come up. And the obliques actually cross-hatch right here on each side. The external obliques, they cross-hatch with what we call the serratus anterior, which comes from your behind your shoulder blade, and it comes down and attaches to your ribs, and it actually helps pull your shoulder blade in and down and forward, right, into what we call internal rotation. So you can see this a lot like on fitness models and bodybuilders, etc., male and female, where they have this really cool, it's their ribs, but they have muscles that are cross-hatching over their ribs. Those are the oblique muscles, and a little bit of the serratus anterior. So they can add a lot of aesthetics to how your abdominal wall looks, not just having a little six-pack, but having the whole package, yeah? All right. So there you go, today's obliques. Again, tomorrow, upper abdominals, and then we'll talk about diastasis recti and a couple other things that we want to look out for. All right, so until tomorrow, take good care, start working those abdominal walls, and I'm coming in close, and remember, I love your guts. Take good care, guys. Bye.